Hey folks, welcome to Reality Check. To be good or to be evil? Now, video games regularly present us with these two options. Do you spare the town of weirdos who worship an atomic bomb, or do you set it off? Do you harvest Adam from a little sister, or do you save her? Do you not punch the reporter in the face, or do you, well, you get the idea.
I wish I'd done that the first time we met.
But what about once you've put the controller down? Could being good or evil in a game affect your actions in real life? Now, I don't know about you, but when I play games and I'm given a clear choice of good or evil, I tend to pick the latter and take the dark side. Now, before you judge me, I figure I spend my entire real life trying at least to pick the good options.
Oh, hey Cam, how's it going? Cam? Oh, this is largely inappropriate.
Sometimes moral choices in video games aren't so explicitly obvious. They can be muddy, ambiguous, and uncertain. And then other times it's deciding whether or not to put a live grenade in someone's pants. Now, it was this position of playing as a definitively good or evil character that was under investigation in a paper published in the journal Psychological Science. Know Thy Avatar, the unintended effect of virtual self-representation on behavior, investigated whether or not the way you represent yourself in video games could affect how you behave towards others in the real world. So, how did they test this? Well, by using chocolate and chili sauce, of course. Bear with me. The test was split into two experiments. First off, all 194 participants played a game for 5 minutes in which they assumed control of one of three avatars. 1/3 played as Superman, the heroic good guy, 1/3 as Voldemort, the villainous evil guy, and 1/3 as a Circle, the neutral guy. Now, they spent those 5 minutes of gaming beating the living crap out of relevant enemies. However, for the second part of the test, they were then asked to take part in a completely new experiment, a blind taste test of both chocolate and chili sauce, with no suggestion that it had anything at all to do with the previous task. After tasting both foods, participants were then asked to give either chocolate or chili sauce respectively to the future participant, who didn't actually exist, but they didn't know that. Subjects were told to pour an unspecified amount of their chosen foods into a plastic dish. That way, the experimenters could measure the amount of each food given. Now, the key is that each person was under the impression that the fictional future participant would have to consume all of the food they dished out for them. Now, this gave the subject a perfect opportunity to be nice or nasty to the anonymous person. So, what were the results? Well, those who played as Superman gave on average nearly twice as much chocolate as chili sauce for the future participant to consume. Whereas, on the other hand, those who controlled Voldemort were the other way around. They gave on average nearly twice as much chili sauce. And what about the neutral folks? Well, they were someplace in the middle, dishing out slightly more chocolate than chili sauce. From these results, the researchers concluded that just 5 minutes of role-playing in a virtual environment as either a hero or villain can easily cause people to reward or punish anonymous strangers, and that this could be related to the role they assumed in the video game. One really interesting note that this research brought up is that it didn't make any difference if the person self-identified with their good or evil character. The researchers noted that this showed that people are prone to be unaware of the influence of their virtual representations on their behavioural responses. Now, some of you might be thinking, well, wait a minute. How do we know that this response was actually down to playing as the character? Couldn't it just as easily be down to watching and just generally being exposed to this good or evil stimuli? Well, the folks at the University of Illinois thought of that too, so they ran a second trial as well where they tested exactly this with another 121 individuals. This time, they also had people observe others playing as either of the three avatars and monitored their actions in the taste test too. The results clearly showed a diminished response, indicating that controlling the good or evil action was key in passing on the good or evil real-life behaviours. Now, the researchers hypothesized that arousal, the degree to which participants are keyed into the game, might be the important factor here, driving the behavioral effects they observed. Now, while this experiment is really interesting, we do have to be a little careful about drawing too many conclusions from it. For example, one thing I would love to see tested next time is the effect of time. You see, the research paper didn't actually say the exact time between the 5 minutes of gaming and the actual taste test, but it was certainly a short gap. But what if the taste test was taken 2 hours later, or 2 days later? How long would the impact of playing a good or evil role in-game continue to affect our real-world behaviour? And what about you guys? What did you make of this research? And do you reckon you might think differently about next time you choose good or evil in a game? And also, what future research would you like to see in this area? Let me know in the comments. Last week on Reality Check, I looked into the real-life possibility of cloning Big Boss, and in the episode I discussed Snake's accelerated aging. Now, a number of you, like Old Time Austin on YouTube, asked, I thought Solid Snake aged faster from FOXDIE. Now, I did look into this during the making of the episode, and according to the Metal Gear Solid wiki, FOXDIE was an engineered retrovirus that was programmed to kill specific people by identifying the person's DNA and their nanomachines and then causing cardiac arrest. However, there is no mention of FOXDIE affecting his aging. This was down to the deliberate shortening of Snake's telomeres during the cloning process, a concept I discussed in the episode. As always, thanks very much for your thoughts and questions. Keep them coming in the comments box or directly on Twitter at CamFrazRob. Also, if you have any topics that you'd love to see me cover on Reality Check, just let me know. Next week, all GameSpot original programming is undergoing a schedule change. So, from now on, you can get your science hit every Thursday. Why Thursday? Well, the name is derived from the Old English Thorsday. And Thor being the god of thunder, and thunder being the noise created by lightning, and lightning being a form of electricity, and electricity powering technology, therefore science. See you Thursday.